Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to Icris Studio. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can train Llama on your custom dataset. And trust me, it's going to be one of the easiest tutorial you will ever follow. So without any delay, let's get into the video. So the first thing for fine-tuning any model is to create your own dataset. Now, I have already created my dataset called Jarvis dataset.json, and it's super simple. Each entry has two parts, input and output. Input is the query that the user will ask, and output is the format in which the AI will reply. So if you look at the output, it consists of three things, which is reply, intent, and action detail. Reply is the normal text that the AI is going to return. Intent consists of two flags, which is app action and is web search. If it's an app related request, is app action will be true. And if it's a web search request, then is web search will be true. Now below that we have action details, which stores the actual data. App name for app actions and search query for web actions. Right now I'm using a dummy data set of 242 lines generated by AI, but if you want to train the model for a real world scenario, you will need a much larger data set. Alright, so next up is selecting the model. For this tutorial, we're going to use Unsloth, an open source library for fine-tuning and reinforcement learning of LLMs. If you are new to Unsloth, I'll put a link to their documentation in the description. For this demo, we're going to use LLaMA 3.2 with 1 billion parameter. This one, LLaMA 3.2 with 1 billion parameter using the instruct BNB 4-bit version. This model is small and fast. That's why I'm going to use this for the video. But if you want a big model, then you can use any available model from Unsloth website. All right. So now let's jump into the code. I have uploaded a Jupyter notebook in the description so you can follow along. First, we're going to start by connecting our Jupyter notebook. So what you need to do is just go and click on the connect button, and then it will connect towards a server. All right. So now you can see we are connected, but currently we don't have access to GPU. Like we need CPU to train the AI, but we don't have access to GPU right now. So to access the GPU, just click on this drop down and go on change runtime type. And from here, click on T for GPU and select Python 3. And then click on save. All right, then you can see now we have the GPU as well. Okay, so now let's just get started by installing all the necessary modules. So let me run this block. All right, so now that we have installed all the required necessary modules, we're going to upload the dataset that we have created. So I'm going to click on these files and I'll upload a file. All right, so now we can see I've got the Jarvis dataset.json right over here. So now I'm going to load the dataset into my code. So when I click on run, then you can see we got the first data. So now our database is loaded inside our code. Okay. After that, we're going to check the GPU. So let me just run this block. Like the CODA is available and we have the GPU as well. Now, the next thing is to load a model. So we're going to import Unsloth, and from the Unsloth, we're going to import fast language model. And as I have told you earlier, I'll be using LLaMA 3.2 1 billion instruct BNB 4-bit. All right. So you can change the model name based on your preference. And we have set the max sequence length to 2048, which means that the data the AI is accepting. Okay. And we have set the model tokenizer, and inside that we have passed the model name, and max sequence length and data type. So data type means it basically mean it will identify the data itself. So we don't have to mention that. Okay. So it will identify the data automatically and load in 4-bit, which is set to true. Okay. So if you want to know more about the code, then you can just click on this icon so that the Gemini will explain you about this code. Okay. So I'm just going to show you like how you can do that. Okay. But if you want to go further inside this, then you can read the Unsloth documentation and you can ask Gemini as well for this code. Okay. Okay. Now let me just click on run. All right. So now we have loaded the model successfully. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to pre-process the data set. So instead of sending that data, we're going to modify that, or we're going to modify that prompt, and then we are going to send that. So here I have created a basic function which is called create prompt, and it will take example from our data set. And then we're going to format that user input and then the Jarvis response. And we're going to do that for every data inside this JSON, you know, the file that we have just created, the data set that we have. And after formatting that, I'm going to create it into a Hugging Face data set. So let me just click on run. And now it's completed. Okay. So now the next thing is to add LoRa adapters. Instead of fine tuning the whole model, we're going to fine tune the layer the model consists. Okay. So if you want to know more, then you can just do like Ask Gemini. So I'll just click on run. Now, the next thing is to set up the training. To set up the training, we're going to use SFT trainer from TRL and we're going to use training arguments from Transform. So you can keep this all same and I'll just click on run. So we are in the trainer, we're initializing the trainer with the model and the tokenizer and the data set and all the maximum sequence length, all this stuff. So as I've told you, you can just ask Gemini if you want to learn more. So I'll just click on run. All right, so now our training setup is completed. Now next task is to train the model. So I'll just run this, which will, the trainer we have just created, it will start training our model, okay? And it's going to take a bit of time. So I'll see you when it's done. All right, so now it says everything is completed. So now let's just test our model by passing a simple prompt, open notepad, okay? So let's just click and run and let's see what type of response we'll get. Okay, there we go. We got Notepad is starting up now, so it's ready to assist you. We're getting the answer that we want, but we're not getting the action details. All right, so let me continue with this. Okay, so let's just save the model. All right, it's done now, and it just took the total 7 minutes for this thing. That's why let me just hide this. And now I'm going to download that. Okay, so let me just run this. And then it's going to download the model that we have just created. And now you can see it's downloading. All right, so now you can see the downloading has been completed. It's about 2.3 GB. And let me open it on my code editor. So you can see we got the file right over here. All right, so now let's just test this out. All right, so now next thing we're going to create is a model file. So write model file and hit the enter. Here you need to paste this code, okay? So here, let's just provide the name at first. Let me copy this name and paste it right over here. And here we have the basic template, user and prompt, and then the assistant. And in the system, you can write any system message that you want. Just now, let me write your helpful assistant. And once you have done that, just save that. And now open a new terminal. So inside the terminal, let me write Ollama create Jarvis model file. And let's hit the enter. All right, so now it's success. All right, so now let's just see what type of model we have right now. So Ollama list, and here you can see the Jarvis model that we have created, and you can see the size as well, which is like 2.5 GB. All right, so now let me run this model. All right, let me hit the enter. Okay, so now let me give it a prompt like Jarvis open notepad. Okay, so you can see we got the response that we want. And the only mistake that I have done is I should have fed this data in form of text so that I'll get a plain text, but it's okay. Okay, so that's how you can train Ollama on your custom data set. It was for a demo purpose. That's why I was using the short data, but you can use large data. You can feed a lot of data, then it will be more accurate and more consistent. And yeah, that's it for today. And you can choose different models. If you visit the Unsloth website, then you will find a lots of models to fine tune, and you can choose a model that you like, and you can proceed with that. And yeah, that's much for today's video. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.